It is Saturday, March 12th in the NBA, and I'm back with my best picks of the day. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. The disappointing month of March continues as a 1-2 day yesterday, losing our 1.5 unit play. Now, Robert Williams does go under in rebounds, so we cashed that one. The Pelicans team total under was looking good until they dropped 38 points in the fourth quarter, and then all of our legs for our DeJounte Murray and Rudy Gobert same game parlay hit. Except for Murray, he needed 6 assists. He ended with 4. A lot of free throws, a lot of missed layups, a lot of air balls. It was rough to watch, but we are 6-2 on our 1.5 unit plays. We'll have another one in a couple days, but either way, we're going to keep getting after it. I know March has been really disappointing, so we're going to keep pushing forward. The bad luck has to end. We are getting guys that are shooting 5 for 17 from the field and whatnot. If you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. We would really appreciate it. Also, drop a like too on the video. We definitely appreciate that too. Now, we're going to continue to be transparent. We've been transparent for the last year and a half. We're never going to stop. We're not going to avoid from our losses. We're going to just learn from them and see how we can get better. And the cold runs are all part of the process. You can learn a lot during these cold runs, and we've been on a cold one for pretty much the majority of March so far. But today feels like a good day. We have some good matchups, and we're going to keep getting into it. Now, shout out again to our COS All-Stars. Can't do it without you guys. They won't lie to you. You guys are the real motivation, the people that get me up at 5 a.m. on a weekend and also in the middle of a streak of bad luck. So we appreciate all the All-Stars. If you want to become an All-Star, click the join button on the channel or click the link in the description or in the pinned comment. We would really appreciate it. Our newest All-Stars, Mr. God First Vegan 1955, and then DB. We appreciate you guys more than you know. You really don't know how much you're the real MVPs. Like I said, the people that get me up in the morning. But either way, let's waste no more time. Getting to my best bet of the day. And truth to be told, it's a Saturday, so sportsbooks are sleeping, and they're sleeping in. And they're not giving us a lot of lines, but we're gonna do what we can best. Now, the best bet of the day has had a pretty good record all season long. It's been a little bit of a funk, but we're going to get back after it today. And we're starting with Jrue Holiday, over 29.5 PRAs, minus 110 on DraftKings. Now, Drew's honestly burned us. He burned us a couple days ago, and you know it wasn't not because he didn't try. He shot 5 for 17, ended with 24 PRAs. Now he was aggressive trying to score the ball, and it didn't work out. I mean that's going to happen. 5 for 17, can't really project that. But look, Chris and Giannis were getting it going, and he didn't really need to. They didn't rely on him too much. But today the Bucks are taking on the Warriors, a potential NBA Finals preview. It's on ABC. We're in the Chase Center, and I think that's going to help Jrue because Drew's played pretty well, and he plays a lot better on the road for whatever reason. Now post All-Star break, Jrue Holiday been pretty solid. He's at 31, 35, 42, 39, 35, 23, and 24 PRAs. Going over in 5 of 7 games. He has gone under in back-to-back, but I'm not too worried about it. He has gone over in 4 of his last 5 road games, and I'd imagine the Warriors, who have been getting beaten up by opposing centers and big men, they're going to try to prioritize stopping Giannis, and they're going to have to pack the paint, because if they don't pack the paint, they're going to see Giannis scoring about 50 points on their head, and I think they're going to do that and to try to stop Chris Middleton as well. So we're going to see Jrue Holiday likely guarded by Stephen Curry is my guess, because I imagine Klay Thompson or Moses Moody will be on Chris Middleton, and then we'll see exactly. I imagine Kuminga plays a little bit today, a little bit more than he usually does against trying to guard Giannis. Now, look, Drew's been superb on the road versus Golden State. He had 37, 45, 37, 36, and 40 PRAs his last 5 games against the Warriors on the road. Only one of them was as a member of the Milwaukee Bucks, and that was a game without Giannis, so I don't really want to take it too much into account because obviously Giannis is the alpha dog on this Bucks team. But this number is low enough to where Jrue could hit this over in points. He could give us 25 points. He could also chip in 7 or 8 to 10 assists. Also grabs a good amount of rebounds. It's the high over-under at 232. Projects to be a pretty close game. It's minus 1.5. And you normally see the stars show up on ABC and on the biggest slate, and I think we'll see just that. Jrue will have to play a good amount of minutes as he's likely going to be tasked with guarding Stephen Curry. I'm sure they'll give him a couple off possessions too, but look, they're going to rely on him a lot today, and look, the Warriors have not necessarily been the best team in the NBA throughout the last couple months, and you could look at their numbers against opposing point guards and stuff, but you truthfully told they really haven't played a lot of good point guards in the past couple games, I believe really over the past, since like February. They haven't played a lot of good point guards. Monte Morris of the Nuggets did just hit this PRA over for himself. Monte Morris obviously is not necessarily a guy that has as much usage rate as a guy like Jrue Holiday. Sharper books also have this over at minus 140. So it's a plus expected value bet. I wouldn't be surprised if this goes to 30.5, but I like it at 29.5, like it at 30.5. I think Jrue Holiday has a pretty good game today. So we'll be relying on him as the best bet of the day, over 29.5 PRAs. Now, my next pick, we're going to talk about a spread lean. I forgot why I don't normally bet spreads and over-unders, because we got burned in that fourth quarter. So this is just a lean for you guys. Do whatever you want with it. I like the Wizards minus the 7.5 today. Not gonna add it to my official card, but definitely consider a look. They're playing the Blazers, so I really have to say anymore. The Blazers, Yeah, they're like, we're taking 5 COS All-Stars and chucking them out there. Their lineup is absolutely terrible. And I know the Wizards, not necessarily a team you want to trust, especially laying 7.5 with them, but still the Blazers are really bad. Still down Anthony Simons. So they're going to struggle to score the basketball. So consider looking at the Wizards minus the 7.5, but I don't blame you if you don't want to trust the Wizards. I personally don't either. Now, let's move on into some leans that I have, and these will likely become official plays once we get a line. The man, Darius Garland. We're taking his over in points plus assists. I don't mind his PRA line. If I had to guess what line this will be or what number it will be, I'd probably say about 32.5, 33.5 at the most. Now, be sure to look at the pinned comment section down below so you know exactly what we're playing. I'm going to try to get all those pinned comment added plays by 2 p.m. Eastern, so you don't have to worry too much. I won't be adding them hopefully at like 7:45 right before tip-off, as all the games tip off at, I believe, 8 tonight. But still, Garland, and like I said, Saturday's sportsbooks are sleeping in, but Garland, he's been a beast for us, and he should continue that in a very, very good matchup against the Chicago Bulls. Now, over the last 30 games, the Bulls allowed the second most points per game to opposing point guards and the second most assists per game to opposing point guards. Look, we've been taking advantage of them for the past couple months, and look, we're going to keep doing it. Now, Darius Garland, like I said, he's been great, and he's made us a ton of money, and now I stayed off his props yesterday, and man still had a pretty decent game. Well, statistically wise, 24 points and 10 assists against a very stout Miami defense. The 10 assists pretty encouraging. He did have 7 turnovers, shot 4 for 17 from the field. He just happened to make 15 of his 16 free throws, which is much more than he normally averages, but it was pretty aggressive, and I bet you he bounces back today. Maybe, and one, I love the aggression getting to the line 16 times, but also, you know, he didn't play all too well, and so I think he'll step up. Obviously, the Cavaliers did lose that game. He's one of the better free throw shooters in the league for what it's worth. Now, since the All-Star break, I believe in 5 games, averaged 28.2 points per game, 11.2 assists per game over that span. Look, he's hit over 33.5 points plus assists in 4 of the 5 games. I imagine this line does not go higher than 33.5, likely 32.5. Any lower, I welcome it. Now, we know Jared Allen is out, which is a good or bad thing. The team will play a little bit faster without him. And Karis LeVert has been out the past 8 games. Don't necessarily know if it's official that he is out today. I haven't seen anything official, but hopefully he is out. Now, don't necessarily not concerned about him too much. If he does return, there's no way they're trotting him out there for 35, 40 minutes with his foot injury. But still, it will be nice if he is out. We don't know as of the time of recording this video. But either way, Garland, he's basically all they got, and they're facing a high-powered offense in the Chicago Bulls. I think he'll be able to get it done. Now, you look at his last 5 games versus Chicago, he's at 32, 30, 29, 34, and 31 points plus assists. So right hovering around exactly what this line will be. But I think this is the best version of Garland we've ever seen. He's been very aggressive, getting to the free throw line a lot more than those previous versions. So I think we'll be able to get it done. Points plus assists is likely what we're going to go with for him, but PRAs is also a decent. If you only have PRAs, I don't mind that either. Just not a guy that grabs a lot of rebounds. So let's move on to more and an enticing game on the slate. The Spurs versus the Pacers, and this is going to be the highest over-under on the slate. I believe it's 235.5, and it has 2 of our favorite players, Tyrese Haliburton and DeJounte Murray. Now, for Haliburton, I looked at his lines, and boy, oh boy, do they know he's been a wagon recently, and his lines are juiced. I think his PRA line 34.5, and I love Haliburton, but I feel like that's a tad high, especially for a guy that, you know, if you were going to guarantee me Haliburton was going to shoot 17 to 20 times tonight, I'd take it in a heartbeat. But some games he really just doesn't want to shoot all that much. Now, I do think he plays pretty well. He played pretty well against the Spurs, I think, in December or January when obviously he was a member of the Sacramento Kings and De'Aaron Fox was out, and he had a pretty good game then. So don't mind taking his lines today, but I'd likely wait until more sportsbooks have lines out, because we have seen where sportsbooks, I believe only FanDuel and I think PointsBet have a line for Haliburton right now, and then we'll see as the morning trickles in, more lines come out, and sometimes the line goes a little bit lower. So definitely keep an eye out for that. But DeJounte Murray, I probably will add his play. We're taking a same game parlay again. Look, I understand it's burned us the past 2 days, but I have to go back to this because he's been a moneymaker all season long. Don't mind his PRA line again today, but 15 plus points, 6 plus rebounds, and 8 plus assists for Mr. Murray. I know he burned us yesterday. Wasn't really his fault. He set up his teammates, but they were either 1 fouled, 2 they just missed the shot and missed a free layup, or 3 they were airballing shots. It was a rough watch. But look, he gets a great team, a great matchup against the Pacers. Look, hopefully the same game parlay is not too juiced. If we can keep it under minus 125, I'm all in. Murray has cashed his same game parlay with 15, 6, and 8 in 17 of his last 20 games. It's a great fast-paced matchup against the Pacers. Like I said, over under 235.5. Should easily be able to get us those 8 assists despite finishing with just 4 last game. Look, we've seen several guards hit this over with 8+ assists against the Pacers. We saw Garland with 13. We saw Ish Smith off the bench with 9, and so on and so forth. So he should be able to get us 8+ assists. I imagine his line goes up to 9.5. They're not fools. They're not going to put it back at 8.5. If they put it at 8.5, fine, we'll take his assist prop again. But guarantee you it's probably 9.5 today, assuming he plays on the back-to-back, which he should. So we'll be considering, we'll probably add at least Darius Garland over points plus assists, and probably that DeJounte Murray same game parlay. But another guy we did look at, and I wanted to point him out, the guy that's on the shirt, Nikola Jokic. Now, he's taking on the Raptors today, and Jokic, the problem with Jokic, and I don't know if we'll necessarily make him an official play, because Will Barton is currently game time decision, so is Aaron Gordon, and likely we won't get the official. I am a little bit busy tonight, so likely won't know if those guys, two guys are in or out, but that makes a big difference for Mr. Jokic. Now, in his last 5 games, he's attempted 17 or more shots in all 5 of them, so that's a great run. Jokic was on a weird turn where he attempted like 5 field goal attempts in a game, but look, he's coming off a game against Golden State when I think he had 12 rebounds at the beginning of the 4th quarter, didn't get a single rebound. So maybe the rebounds is what we look at, but he had 23, 12, and 9. That was a game he shot 8 3-pointers, didn't make a single one, 0 for 8. That's very uncommon for Mr. Jokic to attempt not only 8 threes, but to not make a single one of them. Likely going to be, I mean, it's hard to really say. I mean, I put up on the screen, I don't really know what, I'll just put Nikola Jokic overs because I don't really know what his lines are going to be. I assume PRAs is 49.5. I assume rebounds at 12, 13.5. I assume assists is like 8.5, 9.5. And I get it. It's the Raptors. I like the matchup versus them. They'll likely be starting Khem Birch against him, which is fine with me. Khem Birch, this guy that likes to foul. And look, the last time he played against his team, he did have a decent game. I mean, he had, I believe, like 28 points, 15 rebounds, and 6 assists. So not too shabby. Should be able to get it done. We'll exactly see. He has to carry this Nuggets team, obviously. But something to monitor as we wait for Will Barton and Aaron Gordon's status. I imagine Aaron Gordon's active. Will Barton is the guy that's kind of iffy. He's I think he's missed the last 2 games, if I'm not mistaken. But either way, we will let you know those added plays down below. Definitely go check it out. Or as of right now, our only official play, Jrue Holiday, over 29.5 PRAs, minus 110 on DraftKings. So definitely check out the pinned comment for any added plays throughout the day. You will definitely be adding at least 1, probably 2 more, probably Darius Garland and DeJounte Murray. But either way, we will see you guys tomorrow. A side note, the video will be a little bit late tomorrow. I'll be a little bit busy tomorrow, so it's going to be a little bit of a weird day. But either way, you should still see a video. Likely might not be edited. But either way, we're going to get back after. We're going to get into the winning column today. We just absolutely have to get a little bit of luck on our side. But either way, I appreciate you guys for always tuning into the video. We can't do it without your guys' love and support. Really can't. You guys push me to keep doing these videos, even though I love doing it, love interacting with you guys in the community. But either way, right now, just relying on Jrue Holiday, but we'll add some extra plays as the day goes on. Check that pinned comment. If you want to become an all-star, click the join button on the channel. Click the link in the description or the pinned comment as well. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.